the moon. Anyways, we're back on Ranger. You're probably wondering why I uploaded so fast, the two in succession. It's because, well, I pulled off the nukes twice in a row, back to back, without failing, so I'm here now. It's a build that technically one-shot MV. I did slightly mess up. I forgot to use the Expedite Anklet, which could have increased my stats more. That's quite a big thing to sell, but it honestly still would have one-shot it regardless of using Expedite Amulet or not. That's just how strong the setup in the build was. This Ranger build is all in the speed, obviously. It's a Stultus bot, basically. The Stellarian Core is 3 stats. These Blightrock daggers are the exact same as the one in the last video, 4 Radiant Shatterings and 3 Radiant Voltaics. Voltaics are more important on Ranger because the Perennial Canopy skill, it basically you get when you use a skill, you get a chance to refund 1 energy every turn, and if you don't have the mastery, that's 4 turns you can refund your energy, so you can potentially get 4 energy back over 4 turns, which is really good for just spamming skills and stuff like that. Let's get into our mastery. So I decided to go a little bit unconventional route. I decided to get Nature's Wrath. This is just free damage. I got the Enrichment proficiency, so I can heal myself for a ton. I'm not going to show you the healing, but just know that this healing on this build is really busted. You probably won't need to worry about sustain at all if you run this build, because you are your speed and you can like heal really easily. And you probably weren't expecting this, but I got Perennial Canopy to increase the duration to 6 turns. This is because unless you're solo, you won't ever need to go for light speed, and Stinger is still kind of ass, so I'm not going to run that. So the reason why this is really good, the original duration of Perennial Canopy is 4 turns. This increases to 6 turns. This is effectively a 50% damage increase over 2 turns. Also, you can proc your enchant, which can debuff them during those extra 2 turns, and you can regenerate energy, and you can trigger Verident Archer, so you'll have your damage buffs for longer. I mean, you get more damage buffs overall, so that's why I chose that path. The subclass is Alchemist, because you want to debuff the enemy more often to get like burns and like vulnerable stuff like that. DPS usually runs Alchemist, but I guess nowadays the new meta is to not run Alchemist if you're pure DPS, if you know what you're doing, but because not many people know what they're doing, you're better off just running Alchemist. Just don't just play it safe overall, like casual gameplay sake. Our Covenant, this Covenant is very important. You need to be tier 20 Way of Life. I know you're going to start booing at me, but this Blessing of Life and Lifebound is very, very strong. You have like double regen compared to not being World of Life. You also get more outgoing healing, which will help you when using your what's it called? The skill is called Enrichment. This one heals you. We have the mastery that further increases the healing by scaling it with our speed, and then we heal more because we're Way of Life, the natural regen. So overall, we're just gonna heal a fuckload whenever you use Enrichment, which means you won't need a mark for this build. You won't even need T5 Astra to make this sustain really well. You just need Enrichment. I guess if you're trying to, oh my god, I almost fell off there. I guess if you're trying to like solo MV, you can go for what's it called? You can go for this mastery. It's very good. The auto dodge is very strong in this game. Additionally, you can also use Focus Step to give yourself auto dodge. As you saw in the first clip, I auto dodged 2 of the things and got speed bust from auto dodging, which is really strong. That's why Focus Step is really goated. If you don't know, the NPC to learn Way of Life is in the I don't know what this place is called. Fuck. Okay, whatever. But there's an NPC in like the forest. I don't remember. But like you talk to this guy and you get the Covenant, and you have to make potions to level up by getting moss roots. It's really annoying, but it's one of the most underrated Covenants in the game. The regen factor is very not talked about. even though it's like very clutch for certain classes like monk and stuff like that. If you're going Lectum, this is that way of life is also a very good synergy for like anything. Okay, let's get into the gears. So this is not very practical gears. I just happen to run this and it worked because I'm good at the game. Ideally, you want to use your Expedite Anklet for Godspeed. Godspeed is just like a 50% more speed buffs. This is very good. And you also want to run the Lost Scroll of Metrum Stras. Every DPS should run Metrum Stras unless you're like a mage. Because Metrum Stras is very good debuffs. And it's just free damage. I guess instead of Coagulate Fingernail, if you really want, you can run Crystal Sphere, Yato Wrath. You want to use this Flourish Charm. It gives you more nature damage, and your main damage sources are nature. What I mean by that is that your Perennial Canopy is nature, and your Flourish is also nature. Flourish is actually a very underrated skill. It's very strong, probably the strongest skill that Ranger has. Unfortunately, it has very low power, but it can still nuke for devastating amounts of damage. Also, because you are using nature, Corvolis can cast Amplify you, meaning that you have more damage potential when you set up. So yeah. Okay, anyways, here we're back on our favorite trading dummy called Yartle the Blazing Dragon. And I'm going to show you how to nuke him, I guess. It's not as fast as the other DPS classes just because like speed's a bit slow when it comes to ramping up buffs. But here's the step I'm running. It's Expedite Amulet. It's for the Godspeed, and then you can run all the rest of these. I already explained them. So basically, you can Godspeed on turn 1, and then you can either choose Perennial Canopy or try to Flourish it. He's going to use his Fire Breath, so I'm not going to use Flourish because I'll be too low HP. I won't have Stellium back, so that's why I'm going to use Canopy. You see how I took a lot of damage, but you regenerate a lot because you are World of Life. So let me just show you the healing on this. It's being cut severely by flames, but as you can see, I have all my health back. It really easily, and I kept my Stellians. See, and I regen back to full really easily. And now with that, I can use Flourish and proceed to nuke him. He's going to use Fire Claw next, I think. Perfect. So I predicted it, and because we had the Canopy, it's going to crit, give more damage boost. As I said, the damage isn't that great on Ranger at base. You have to like stack up your speed boost through various methods. So like once you get the debuffs going, you can kill it pretty fast, I'd say. And Perennial Canopy lasts 6 turns, which is enough to finish off Yartle the Blazing Dragon. I'm not even going to bother to, Oh, I shouldn't have guarded, but you get the point. He's dead by the time Perennial Canopy ends. It's a really underrated skill. More people should really get the mastery. It's really good. And you saw the healing was literally insane. You could just like recover from basically anything you want. So yeah, that's the adequate showcase I feel like for Ranger.